Oh, what happened here? Can you guys hear me now? Hold on a second. What's going on here? Oh, okay. Hold on. There we go. Let me fix this. You guys hear me? All right, hold on. Okay. So you can see my screen, right? But I'm off the screen. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I was talking to myself again for like 20 minutes. I love talking to myself for like 20 minutes at a time. All right. Anyway, so let me go over this again. If you're new to the stream, welcome. Let me do the slide again. Okay. You guys saw it, but I'm going to do it again. This is for educational purposes only. For investment advice, please consult a licensed investment advisor. Also, Steen, what I was trying to point out before was there was a trade here. Okay. And I was showing you the replay, right? This, and again, the trailing stop error occurred here. Watch. So I'm playing the trade back, right? See this? So now look right there, right? See how this thing plays forward? Look, when this thing goes to the take profit, watch, the trade will vanish. See that? So that seems to be happening. That happened. This happened again today. This wasn't the first time. So just wanted to point that out. All right, guys. So again, if you're new to the stream, welcome. Like I explained before while I was talking to myself, I normally stream on Mondays. I don't stream on Fridays usually. Okay. Okay. And we're going to switch over to Bitcoin here in a moment. Hold on one second. Oh, there it is again. Okay. From Mexico. Oh, hold on a second. This thing is all right. Sorry. Okay. All right. So you got the idea. All right, cool. You guys see my screen? Okay, cool. All right. Sorry for all of this confusion. So like I was saying, I normally stream on Mondays, okay? Not on Fridays. And so today I want to go over the trade scanner and see if we could find some trades. That's why it's called Let's Trade Bitcoin. Okay, hold on a second here. All right, there we go. Okay, now, so if you have questions as we go through this, let me know. Right now, you're looking at the NASDAQ, okay? Like I was explaining before, there was a lot of wild trades in this thing today with the trade scanner, both counter trend and trend. And I'm not going to spend time here on the NASDAQ today. I just wanted to point that out. Also, there was another thing I wanted to point out about the NASDAQ real quick. If we go to a daily chart, okay, I want you to understand something about the trade scanner. The trade scanner is not just for day trades. You can use the trade scanner on any time frame, which means if you're an investor and you want to trade bigger picture, this is the daily chart of the trade scanner. Okay, you see this? Look at this. This was called like the other day. There was some pain involved. Okay, but you can see the risk on this thing, right? That's the risk. That's a lot of points. What is that? 517. That's a very large amount. That's like about 600 points, something like that. Okay. So you can't obviously trade the same size that you would trade on like a small time frame with something like this. But the point is, you catch this and you catch a move up to something like this on this time frame, it's big, right? So you don't have to be just a day trader. You can also swing trade. You can even invest. You can use this with stocks. Okay. Anyway, so just wanted to point that out. All right. So back to the 3 minute. Now we're going to go to Bitcoin here. Let me put the Bitcoin chart up. All right. We're going to go to the perpetual futures. So BTC perp. Okay. And we're going to pull up, let's see what we got here. MEXC, we'll use MEXC. All right. There's a trade that's in play right now on the 3 minute, but this is already in play. Okay. Now look at this. The trailing stop is on its way. The risk is basically cut in half. I'm not going to work with this on a 3 minute. We're going to go to like a 1 minute. Now, for those of you that are new to the trade scanner, there may not be anything here on the 1 minute, but let me explain how this works. Okay. So if you're new, first of all, check the links in the description. And by the way, if you're looking for an exchange to trade, right? If you want to trade the Bitcoin perpetual futures or Ethereum or whatever your favorite market is, check the links in the description as well. We have MEXC and Bybit. Those are affiliate links. Those are Stian's affiliate links. So if you sign up, you fund an account, and you place trades, Stian gets a small cut. Okay. So, and that goes a long way in helping him maintain the script and all the other technology that we've seen here in recent times. Okay. So again, help him out, sign up for one of those exchanges and place trades. Now, so what I want to mention too is in the links, what you will find is the 14-day free trial. So here's what it looks like. You go to the 14-day free trial, right? It says trade free. Okay. It's Trade Scanner Pro, trade for free, or try for free, right? This is the page it will take you to, the Trade Scanner Pro page. I just want to show you this real quick before we get into the rest of this, right? It takes you to this page. You scroll through here. It explains how it works, right? And it takes you to this. See what it says here? It says try for 14 days free upon sign up. So you pick which one you want, yearly or monthly. Okay. And then when you sign up, you click this over here, right? You sign up. It takes you to the sign up page. Okay. And when it takes you there, notice it says up here, don't forget to provide your TradingView username. That you would put over here. Okay. Inside that field right there, right? User, right? But you put it in there. See, I don't have to spell the whole thing. You'd put the whole thing in there. And that is important in order for me to grant you access. All right. So that you can get access to the script. All right. So with that being said, let's see if we can find some trades. I am now on a 1 minute. So let me explain how the trade scanner works first, for those of you that are not familiar with it. Okay. Now, it works in 3 steps. Okay. First, it looks for a trend. Okay. So let's say it's a bullish or bearish trend. In this case, that would be a bullish trend. Once it identifies a trend, the next thing it looks for in that trend is it looks for a pullback. Okay. It looks for a pullback on the trend. Once it identifies the pullback, okay, on that trend, it then looks for a change in momentum, right, in this area right here. Once that's confirmed, right, once all of this takes place, a trade signal is generated. And it's generated, basically, it looks like this, right? It gives you a stop. It gives you a take profit. An entry. And it gives you a take profit in the case of a bullish trend, right? Something like this. The typical reward risk is 1.5 to 1, which you can change. I'll show you that in a moment. But that is what the trade scanner actually does. Okay. The bot does that, and we converted the bot into this script that you can use on TradingView. All right. Now, you can use this on the free version of TradingView, just so you know. So you don't have to pay for TradingView if you don't want to. Now, so we're looking at Bitcoin perpetual futures here. All right. I like to use the futures contracts because they're more appropriate for day trades. Okay, that makes sense. Now, you'll notice on this chart here, I got my paper trade system up over here. You'll notice on this chart, right, a couple of things. Number one, up here, pay attention to this. That's very important. Okay, that's how you know, first of all, the trade scanner is on your chart, besides this over here telling you that it is. Okay. So it says here trend is bearish. All right. So on this time frame, which is the 1 minute, the trend is bearish. But it doesn't mean that other time frames the trend is going to be bearish. It's just on the 1 minute. Like if I look at an hourly chart, the trend may be bullish, for example. So to help reduce the confusion, right, you stick to one time frame in the beginning, especially if you don't have much experience. The whole idea of the trade scanner is to reduce the burden of analysis so you don't have to sit there and be confused. This thing will tell you when to get in and when to get out. It defines your risk for you, and it has a trailing stop so that you can ride winners longer. Over time, if you follow, just respect the orders and you follow the orders, it gives you structure. It also gives you a way to take the same trades for the same reason every single time. That is huge, especially for a beginner, because beginners don't do that. They take trades for all kinds of random reasons. Okay. This thing forces you to take the same trade for the same reason every single time. Okay. Now, you'll notice on this chart, so we are in trend mode because otherwise it would say counter trend, right? We're not in counter trend mode. We're looking for shorts, that means. We're waiting for short setups. Now you'll notice these orange candles. See that orange candle right there I'm pointing to? Those orange candles are what we call heads up. And that lets you know that a signal may be coming soon over the next few candles. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, but what do I do with all this stuff? Well, first of all, this is where you would set all those things up from the settings panel, right? You go to the settings panel and here's heads up. I could turn it on or off. I like to leave it on. Here's the trailing stop. I could turn that on or off. All right. Usually it's good to turn that on when you're in, after you're in the trade. And then here's counter trend. So this looks for counter trend signals, and we happen to have one right now. Okay. So since the trend is bearish, this is looking for a long. I'm going to take 2 contracts right now, long. Okay. Again, this is on paper. So I'm long 2 contracts of the Bitcoin perpetual futures. And as you can see here, right, we have, hold on, let me get the arrow thing here. We have my stop, which is right here, which it might go to right away. Okay, again, this is counter trend. These are a little harder to deal with. We have my entry right here, and we have the take profit up here. The reward risk ratio between this and this here is 1.5 to 1. Okay, you guys following me so far? Hey, Isaac. You can change that reward risk ratio, and you know it's 1.5 to 1 because you look over here. See this where it says 1.5 in the corner there? It says 1.5. That means you're at 1.5 to 1. If you want to change that, you simply go to your settings, right? And it says reward ratio, right? I can change that to whatever I want. 1 to 1, I would just put the number 1 in there. I could do 2 to 1. I could do 3 to 1. But for now, we're going to leave it at 1.5 to 1. You would change that when you have a greater expectation or lesser expectation of something. Again, that comes with experience. All right, this isn't working. I may just blow this out. Yeah, I'm blowing it out because there's no reason to take all this. If I can cut the loss smaller, like I cut I cut it a little short. That's the goal. Okay, is you want to reduce your risk over time. So what? It turns around, I'll get back in. All right, but I don't want to take a full stop because the idea is if I can reduce my losing trades, but I catch these bigger winners over time, that's what's going to increase the chances of me being profitable. Okay, so look, it turned into a pin bar as soon as I got out. What else is new? All right, so I'm going to get back into 1. Now, I'm going to show you something interesting here. Right? I'm going to buy 1. Okay, so I'm long 1. If it goes to the stop, all right, I'll just blow it out. But here's the thing. What I like to do with this is I will trade around the orders. You don't have to follow this exactly. So this is what I mean. We had the trade signal, right? And it turned to garbage like it is now. All right, maybe I'll get out if it goes to the stop this time. I'll let it go to the stop. But if this thing turns around, so let's say I took 1 and let's say it holds. Okay, it holds. And then it turns around and goes through the entry again, I'll buy another 1. So, and then if it goes my way a bit, like let's say it runs up into this area, I'll probably sell that a little early, even though it's not at the take profit, because any opportunity that I get that it pulls back, it may pull back to the entry price again, I buy it again. So you can actually trade around these order suggestions. Okay, it's a little more advanced, but I'm just letting you know. Now, if you notice, we're in counter trend mode. It's also the close of the day for the stock market. It's on a Friday. This is a really bad time to trade. Okay. Normally, so I wouldn't expect anything magical here. Look, this is going to get stopped out. Let's. I'm just going to let it go to the stop, and I'll bang it out. So, I wouldn't expect anything great here, but I just want to see if we can catch something so that I can show you, basically how this thing works. Now, we don't have the trailing stop on, right? I turned it off. If I turn it on, it's probably going to cancel out the trade. See, the trade's canceled out because it touched the trailing stop earlier. So I guess I'll just blow this out now. No good. All right, no problem. But that's why I only took one that time. And now it's continuing. So let's go back to trend mode. That was counter trend. I tried. The market was just not cooperating. In a situation like this, realize I'm on a 1 minute chart. These are going to be extremely noisy. Okay. So what you want to do, first of all, is you want to look at the bigger picture. Let's look around a bit, right? Let's turn, I'm going to turn trailing stop off so that we don't have any old orders. Sometimes you have some old orders on the chart. So right now, here's a 15-minute. Where are we? I just want to get a sense of levels. Where are we? Should I be taking counter trend trades here in the first place? This is what's called context, right? I'm trying to get a sense of context. If you're a beginner, you're not exactly going to know how to do this, but that's okay. You just have to be more conservative, right? This is really for more advanced traders who want to take counter trend trades. Should I take counter trend? Do we have a support here is the question. Because if I'm getting counter trend here, those are going to be longs. Is this a good area for a long? Well, possibly. I mean, look, I think so. We have some previous support, old resistance. Look at this. There's a lot of action in this area previously. So a long is not out of the ordinary here. It's just this one wasn't able to stick, right? They tried and it failed. Okay, no problem. But counter trend trades at this location are still not a bad idea on a small time frame, like a 1 minute or 2 minute. So let's go to a 2 minute. Let's see, am I getting any warnings? Am I getting any heads up? Let's see, I have to turn counter trend on for that. You're going to be constantly using this menu, okay? So I'll turn counter trend back on. And so look at this, right? This trade, I guess, went off at the same time as the 1 minute trade, and it hasn't reached its stop yet. All right, so I'm not going to get into this. I'm not going to touch this. I'll leave it alone and see if we get a new trade. These are counter trend. So understand that I'm going against the bigger picture, right? I'm fighting the probability if I take these trades. Keep that in mind. My expectations should be lower right off the bat, but there was a level in this area. So there's a chance that if we get a counter trend trade, we may get a nice little runner. Look, we got a warning. You see that? So I'll be aggressive. I'm going to buy one. I'm long one contract on the 2 minute. And again, I would not recommend doing it on the heads up, but when you understand what's going on, you can get an early entry with the heads up, right? Now, if this happens to work, right, and this thing pops through here, I'll buy another one. So I'm in one early. Nice. And my risk is going to be much lower on that one. So I'll turn the trailing stop on. Let's see, is that going to tap this thing out? It might. Okay, no, the trailing stop isn't moving yet. Okay. So the trailing stop, when this trade starts to advance, if it can, you'll see the trailing stop begin to follow it, right? Now, understand something. Markets are random, especially on smaller time frames. So the advantage that this thing is giving me, I'm not really getting any kind of microstructure advantage here. I want you to understand, because we're using common tools, right, that generate all this information. The advantage comes from managing your risk and the structure, right? So I may get tapped out again. Okay, but I only have one lot on. You realize if I catch one that works, right, I'm going to stay in this and I'm going to get tapped out, okay, or this is going to start going my way. You realize if this starts going my way, I can add. So if I win, I'm going to win a lot more than what I lose. That is what puts you ahead, okay? So the tool here, it's not forecasting the future. All it's doing is trying to take advantage of price momentum, right? So when there's momentum, like the NASDAQ today, man, there was momentum all over the place. When there's momentum and that thing goes, and then this thing starts to follow it. Look, we just got a reprint, Stian. and this thing starts to follow it, then you could pick up a nice trade. I'm going to buy one here, another one, because it reprinted, right? The original buy was up here, but it moved slightly. Okay, so I'll still take the long. All right, so I got long. Now I'm long 2 contracts. Okay, I bought one at the heads up, and now I got one on the entry. All right, now here's what I'm going to do. Nice. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold on to this thing, right? My trailing stop is on. How do I know? It says right here, trailing stop active. See that? It says it there. We don't see it yet, but it's active, which means it's going to begin rising out of here. It's going to start doing this soon. But it moves per candle close. So it doesn't move like on its own. The candles need to close, and then you'll see it appear. Okay? Now, here's the thing. With a trade like this, right, I'm going to try to give this a chance and see how far this thing can run a bit, right? Maybe I can sell one at the take profit. That would be cool if it gives me that opportunity. Maybe not. But I'll tell you what. If this thing pulls back into the entry price and then gives me a green candle, I'm going to show you how I trade around these orders. I'll buy another one on that opportunity if it gives me that opportunity. Okay? So let's see. So far, so good, right? So far, we got a little momentum. I mean, I could take one off here. This is about 1-to-1. Maybe if it goes a little further, I'll be at 1-to-1. I could switch these orders to a 1-to-1 configuration, but I'm not going to do that right now. Okay? 1-to-1 would be actually up here. It needs to go a little further. That would be 1-to-1 reward risk. But it's a green candle. This is 2 minutes, so we got to wait 2 minutes for this thing to close. The candles need to close in order for this thing to calculate something. See, look, the trailing stop has just appeared. You see that? On that close. So we have to wait now 2 more minutes to see this thing move again. You realize right now, this trailing stop has reduced my risk slightly. See this? My risk has now been reduced by that small amount. You're like, well, who cares? Well, I'm taking less and less risk each time. The further this thing goes my way, the less risk I take. So right now, if this thing pulls all the way back and stops me out, that loss would be smaller than it was originally. If the trailing stop moves up to here, okay, in this area, for example, after some time, it's almost break even. So, if you're a beginner, it may be hard to appreciate. It may be hard to appreciate what that means, the reduction of risk, because everyone's always focused on, well, I want to be a billionaire. When am I going to be a billionaire? Like, that's what everyone wants. But what you have to realize is to make money in this game, especially when you're dealing with smaller accounts, like $1,000 account, $5,000 account, right? You're not going to make, with accounts that small, you're not going to make job replacing income anytime soon. But you can still grow the accounts. They just have to be proportional, right? And the thing is, the only way to do that is to reduce your risk constantly. You ever hear that saying, cut your losing trade short and let your winners run? That's easier said than done, right? People say, oh, you want to make money? Just let your winners run and cut your losing trade short. This gives you a visual reference. So you know exactly how to do that. There's no more guessing here. You just respect the orders, okay? This is my risk. This is my take profit. That's it. You can make adjustments going in, like inside, like I could lock in some profit now if I want to. Look, it's back to the entry. I may add here. Let's see. Let's see what my next candle looks like. I'm not going to just step in front of this. I want to see a little jump. Like I want to see a little like that. That's what I want to see. Okay, I'm going to add. So I bought another one. Even though the candle wasn't closed, I just want to see something. This thing can still close red. I mean, it can do this to me. It can easily do that. I'm willing to take that chance, okay? But it pulled back, and I bought a third one, basically, at the same entry price. The market sometimes gives those opportunities. This may also go straight to the trailing stop, okay? So understand that, again, this tool is not forecasting the future for me. All it's doing is helping me manage my risk in a visually structured way. Stian says, in a new version, you will be able to put a setting to stay in the order you want to see. And when a new signal would appear, it will not change. Oh, okay. So Stian's working on he's working on an update that will just keep on, it'll stay on the old trade rather than reprint. Okay, cool. So yeah, he's also going to fix the trailing stop situation. The trailing stop error that I'm referring to, in case you're wondering what I'm talking about, is when price goes through the take profit, the trade should stay on the chart, right? And the trailing stop should then follow the trade, even after the take profit. And it works sometimes, but sometimes it goes to the take profit and then the trade vanishes, and it shouldn't, right? The trailing stop should continue to follow it until the trailing stop is touched. Okay, that's the whole point of capturing a runner. There was a trade that I shared the other day on Tuesday. I put the trade on Twitter. Okay, it was the NASDAQ at the close. And that was because I believe company, I think it was, I forget which one it was, the car company. They reported bad numbers or something. And the NASDAQ sold off at the close, okay? There was a signal at like 3:15 or 3:30 in the afternoon. If you had held that, now it's not advisable to do that, but if you were aggressive and you happened to hold it into the close and you held the runner, it went 162 points. For the NASDAQ, that's a lot. Okay, think about it. On a mini lot, if you're working with the futures on the NASDAQ, a mini lot is $20 per point. So multiply 162 points times $20. And that's how much money you could have made in a 2-hour period. Okay, again, it was highly risky. It's not something I would recommend. But the point is, this tool allows that potential. It puts you in the position to potentially capture such a move. Okay? That's the amazing thing. And that's what puts you ahead over time. It works most of the time. Yeah, it does work most of the time. It's just weird. Like, it just seems to randomly, maybe it takes that random idea very seriously, Steve, and it just randomly decides not to work. I don't know. Yeah, today, like, it's just doing it all the time. I don't know maybe it's, no, it can't be like my platform. Like that wouldn't be it, because we all have the same platform. Anyway, any questions out there so far while we're watching this? Look at this. If we hold here, I may add a fourth one. Let's see if we hold. See, what I don't want is, I don't want to add if it's going to just break like this. Look at that. Look at that. I'm buying one. It's getting funky here. All right, I now have 4 contracts. Okay. And I've been continuing to add because we went back to the entry price. We're not collapsing below it, right? This thing manages to hold. What I'm showing you here is advanced. All right. I wouldn't expect you to know how to do that. But if you just follow the orders, you buy here and you're just sitting and you're waiting. That's really the only skill that you really need to have in this game is wait, right? That's what this tool removes, all of that confusion, and all you have to be good at is waiting. And if you don't want to wait, there's also a solution to that. All you have to do is go here, right? And you can add a notification like this, right? Through TradingView. You pick the Trade Scanner Pro, right? And then you tell TradingView how to notify you, whether it's a pop-up, okay, or an email. You decide, and then you walk away from your computer. So you no longer have to wait. And then you get your notification, your orders are up on your screen, and you know what to do, right? And that's a better thing to do than sitting around in front of your screen watching. All right, that's what I highly suggest, especially if you're a beginner. Any questions so far? Any comments? You guys like what you see? Tell me, you think it's interesting? You think it's cool? Do you not like it? I see how many people here. I got like 78 people watching, yet Steen is the only guy typing in the channel. We had Tino from earlier. Come on, guys. Talk to me. Give me some feedback. Besides Steen. I can turn this off right now. We don't need this on. Okay. What do you guys think? So as we're waiting for this trade to do something, because if it gives me a hard time, I have 4 contracts on. I may have to do something, right? I don't want to take a full stop with this many contracts on. The whole idea is to keep my risk reduced, right? And try to work on the side of the market. Now, something I want to point out, again, let's see what this thing does here. I'm not going to add a 5th one. If it goes to the entry again, we're just gonna ride with what we have. Let's see what it does. Now keep in mind, I'm on a 2-minute chart. Okay. These small time frames change quickly. They can change quickly. Like we can get a candle out of nowhere that looks like this. It can come out of nowhere very quickly. Right? So understand, like, that's a possibility. With 4 contracts, you could lose. That's right. I can get fucking, I'm sorry. I can get really hurt. I'm out of control. Today's Friday. I'm not even drinking, Steen, and I'm using bad language. So what I'm waiting for here, I'm just getting on. Will this be? Yeah, this is, there's a record of this. Yeah, that's why I'm on YouTube today. I was on Discord the other day. You know, we captured a really nice move on Bitcoin, and there's no record of it. A couple of people saw it, but that's what I don't like about Discord is I can't record these. But here I'm on Discord. I'm sorry. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Twitter, and I'm on Rumble right now. Okay, so let's see what's happening here. So far, not good, but not bad either. I mean, I'm just letting the price action do its thing. It's a 2-minute chart. We have to be patient. If this thing really starts to look ugly, I'll start to unload, right? Because I have 4 contracts. And like I said, I don't want to get caught with 4 contracts. That's a lot of contracts. All right. So my trailing stop has moved, as you can see. So if it goes straight to the trailing stop, I mean, theoretically, my risk is reduced. Of course, I have to blow it out, right? This thing is not placing the trades for me. I have to respect the orders, right? I have to place the order and blow this thing out. So I can click on flatten over here, but I'm just going to put in 4. See, like that. Out. Get me out of this thing. I'm still in it. See what I mean? That's the risk you take. There must be news or something. Oh, it's 4 o'clock. Okay. Oh, they just got me out of that one. No problem. I'll get back in. Look at this mess. This is the price action at the close of the day. Let's let this thing settle. All right, maybe I'll get back in. Now, let me see. How much was that? Let's see. I lost $614 on that move. That wasn't good. Again, it's on paper. Okay, just so you know. That's why we're doing this on paper. But this is to show you like what happens at this time. Everything was going well, and then it just, I told you before, like I explained, it could do that to me. Right? And I'm used to stuff like that because the NASDAQ does that to me all day long. So look, it bounced right back. All right. So what am I going to do? What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for a signal. All right. So let's see. I'm still in counter trend. Okay. So we may get a signal at the close of this. We have to wait. I'm going to go to a 1 minute because a 2 minute just takes forever. Let's see if we get a 1 minute signal. Let me just take a quick look at the 30-second. There, see, there's the signal. See that? On the 30-second. In order to get a 30-second chart, you have to be a premium. You have to pay for TradingView. So the free version of TradingView won't be able to get a 30-second chart. There's a signal right there. Let's see. All right. So I'll start this again. Let's see if I can make my $614 back. Okay, cool. Cooking, nice. Yeah, my practice account just got cooked here. All right. So again, but this is, look, again, time of day is important. So I'm glad, we see this with practice account and fake money, because this kind of stuff happens. It's that's random. That's what it is. And it came right back, which means this was nothing. It's just noise. So really, if I had not done anything, I'd still be okay. So I'm going to build that position back because really nothing has changed. All right, I got the warning and everything, but this is a 30-second. So 30 seconds are jumbly. This thing is very likely to retest that entry price. And I'll just repeat the same process all over again. One thing I don't like about this time of day is this: it's Friday and it's the stock market close. So we're not likely to find many good trades at this time. Okay, does that make sense? So people, if you want to try this out yourself, here, I'm going to buy a second one right now. Oh, wait a minute. Am I in 4? Oh, I bought 4. I forgot to change my, okay, I'm in 4. I thought I bought 1. All right, we'll put this back to 1 because I want to sell 1 at a time. All right, so I bought them back all at the same price. Not a good idea to do usually. Right, you want to buy 1 at a time. But all right, so I got the 4. Let's see if I make my money back. So my trailing stop is on. Now keep in mind, I'm not on a 2-minute anymore. I'm on a 30-second chart. So things are going to be a little more wild here. They're going to be a little more. This take profit is a much closer price than the 2-minute. If I go back to my 2-minute, the trade is back there too. The trade came back. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see what this thing is. Wow, look at this. Unbelievable. Shook me right out. Let's see where this thing goes now. We'll give this thing a chance. So while we're waiting, again, make sure you check the links in the description. Okay, go to marketsignalspro.com. The link there is in the description. I'll even put it in the channel here. Okay. Hold on, I got to spell it right. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put the bit.ly link in here because it's easier. It's easier for you guys. It's easier for me to type. All right. So if you go to this link, it'll take you to the page. All right. There it is right there. Okay. TSCPRO. If you go to that, it's got to be all caps. It'll take you to this page. You can read about the trade scanner some more. You could read about how it works. You could read about me. And then here's the pricing. Okay. And you have a 14-day trial. It says it right here. Okay. And you decide if you want to try monthly or yearly, and you just sign up right here. Okay. Try it out for 14 days. It's free. Let's go back here. Okay. So far, so good. So let's just see if this trade plays out a bit. Pariah, I just opened trade scanner on on the 4-hour time frame. All right. Pariah is one of the free free trial people. Okay. Saying the F word makes you relatable. Well, no, you know this. I just try to keep my stream. I say bad words all the time. Okay. I'm from New Jersey. It's a common thing here. It's just I try to keep my streams on the classy side. I'm just getting. Oh yeah, okay. I'm just looking at the chat here. So now what's going on here? All right, the trend is bullish. Has the trend changed? Yeah. So look now. Notice something. Now this is I'm back to the 2-minute, right? You notice something. This changes a lot. See this here? Trend is now bullish, but trend was bearish before. Okay, look, this thing went right back to the entry. Trend was bearish before, and that's going to affect, if I'm in counter trend mode, it's going to affect what I see. You have to pay attention to that. Right now it says trend is bullish, right? But I'm in counter trend mode. That means it's going to show me warnings when it starts to push highs. And that's not exactly what I want to see. Okay. This trend, this trade was taken in counter trend mode when the trend was bearish, but the trend changed. That happens a lot. So just be aware of that. So like right now, if I want to see signals aligned with the trend, I have to turn counter trend off. If I turn this off, now that trade goes away. Okay? Because originally that was a counter trend trade. Okay? This trade was called here, if you notice, but at the time that was counter trend. Also, I took the trade on a 30-second. Man, this isn't working out very well at all. But I'll give it a chance. Now it's looking for trades with the trend. Okay. But these orders are based on a counter trend situation. Does that make sense? So the orders don't go away when the trend changes. See, now it changed back to bearish. You see that? The orders don't go away just because the trend changes. In order for the orders to go away, either the stop has to be touched or the trailing stop has to be touched. Okay. So right now the trailing stop is activated, but we don't see it because not enough time has gone by. If I go to a 30-second, look at this. So on the 30-second the 30-second chart, the trailing stop just got touched because it moved. It has advanced. So since I took this trade on this time frame, I should get out if it goes there again, and I will, because that's the time frame that I originally took the trade on. Realize I'm jumping around from time frames here. I'm jumping around all over the place. This may be confusing. It's something that I would suggest when you're more advanced. Okay, I'm going to take this link off here. I think you guys get the idea. When you're just learning how to use this thing, I would not suggest jumping around. Stick to one time frame. You choose your time frame, whatever it is, and then stick to it. Right? If it's a 2-minute, you stick to your 2-minute. If it's a 30-minute, you stick to your 30-minute. Okay? It's very important. I jump around a lot, but I understand what I'm doing. Okay? I've been doing this a long time. It's my system. I know how it works. I know what I'm looking for. And I can jump from time frame to time frame, and I understand like what I'm doing. So that takes some time. All right. But for this example, I'll blow this out if it goes below the trailing stop. And since I have 4 contracts on, all right, I'll add one more since it went back to the entry price. So now I have 5 contracts on. Now here's an important lesson. I have 5 contracts on. I bought the 5th one right here, right? My risk on all of these is very low because as soon as it goes below this trailing stop, I'm out. Okay? I'm just going to blow it out. And instead of taking all of this risk, right, I'm taking a fraction of the risk. That is what allows me to get bigger, right, theoretically, because it's like, okay, I could blow this out. I'm taking a small loss there, no problem. You see how that works? That's so important. Now, of course, I have to manually blow this thing out, right? I could press the flatten button, or I can just send a market order for the 5 contracts. If you don't blow it out, obviously you're stuck in it. And you have to avoid, like that trade over here where I got caught. I got caught in that. I couldn't blow it out fast enough. Right? And I blew it out, of course, at the worst price. And then it came right back for me. So we'll play around with this a little bit more. Again, this is not the best time of day to play with this. I just want to show you the mechanism. I want to show you how it works. And I want to show you what's possible. Okay. Also, it's nice when you pay for the full version of TradingView, which again, you don't have to. You have this replay mode and you can play trades back. Okay. Like if I go back here and you can see the results of things. Like watch this. So that was when I got knocked out and then it came right back. You see that? See that? You can play them right back. It's really cool. But you can't do that on small time frames on the free version. You can only do that on the daily time frame on the free version of TradingView. You have to pay for it to get the small time frames. So to be clear, to use TradeScanner Pro, you don't need the full version. You don't need the premium version of TradingView. You do not need. You can use the free version. The next version also has so Stian actually he's working on he's the guy that's developing this thing, helping me out immensely with that. And he has an update that he already completed, which I haven't pushed yet, but in the next few days you'll get that. We can put historical trades on the chart. You'll be able to toggle them on and off. So if you want to see the historical trades, you can see where previous trades were. And that can help, especially when you're learning, like what the previous trades look like and how they performed. Okay. How am I doing here? All right, it's trying. See, look, it looks good right now, right? It looks good. But I'll tell you what, in 2 seconds, it could pull one of these on me. because I'm on a 30-second chart. Things change fast, really fast. This thing can go to the trailing stop like right now, even though it's nowhere near it. In a blink of an eye, it can be there. Okay, that's what you're dealing with on a 30-second chart. Also, I have, oh, there we go. I could do that too. Nice. I'm still not up. I still haven't made my money back yet. And I got 5 contracts on. All right, I'm going to sell one. I'm going to take one off the table. Got to take something off the table on a move like that. All right, so I took one off. If we go up here to the take profit, now hopefully, Stian, we get the trailing stop follows. Because here's what's been happening. Other people, so you understand what I'm talking about. If it goes through this take profit up here, if it goes like this, but the trailing stop should continue to follow it. Right, the trailing stop should be like here. Right, it should continue to follow it after it goes beyond the take profit. What's been happening though is it goes to the take profit and the whole trade gets closed. Okay, so let's see if that happens here. So theoretically, we're going to go there. Let's see what happens. No, because I had an example before, Stian, when I first signed on to the stream. I had an example there where it was in trend mode, and we had the same problem in trend mode. Man, this thing's not going to go to the take profit. You got to be joking. What a nice little pop. It's beautiful when it does stuff like that, and you're in it with some size. Okay, so I'm going to try to give this a, well, I don't know. I'm kind of hesitant here. I think I'm going to sell one more just to lock it in. Yeah, I blew one more out. Now look at this. My trailing stop has now moved to break even. This is now a risk-free trade if you respect the stops. Do you see how that works? This is one of the most beautiful things about this tool, because now you visually see your risk went from this much to 0, pretty much, right? If it goes right back there, I can blow this thing out and I don't lose. I just give back profit. That's theoretically how you're supposed to trade. So this gives you the visual cues to do so. Now I've blown out of 2 contracts so far before we reach the take profit, because I just don't trust this thing. It's the time of day, momentum doesn't stick. This thing does funky things. This could have just been short covering here, right? You got people who pile in on the short side and then they get squeezed out. I mean, that's very common. It's very typical. Could be a double top. Could be. Now look, my trailing stop has moved again. So now this trade, I mean, theoretically, it's still break even. But if you want to be really nitpicky, this is a slightly positive net trade if I blow it out right there. Now I only have 3 contracts on that as I watch my profit melt away, okay, on paper. But again, this is where you have to make a decision. Like, do you want to be aggressive or conservative, right? Only you can answer that. I can't do that. The script can't do that for you. You have to decide, okay, I want to take my money or I want to let it ride. Only you can decide that. So in this case, I'm going to I have 3. I sold 2 for a profit. Now I'm going to let it ride. If I give back the money on the 3, all right. But I'm not losing. Some people may consider this a loss, but all I'm doing is giving back profit. That's not a loss. My account isn't shrinking. The money wasn't mine. That's a very aggressive mindset. And that opens up the possibility for something like this. Now we're at the take profit. Good thing I was aggressive. See, Stian, there you go. See that? That shouldn't have done that. The trailing stop should be still playing around. It should be in play here. Now, since we blew through there, I'm going to sell another one up here. Sell one. Okay, now I got 2 left. Let's see where it goes. So, Stian, you saw this. You witnessed it firsthand. So that's an update. He's working on it. He just has to identify it on the code. But so the trailing stop should be like over here somewhere. As this thing continues, the trailing stop should do this, right? As it continues higher over each bar, right? Each bar, the trailing stop should move higher and higher right? And eventually the trailing stop will get tapped. Now, what that results in, when you get a move like that and it just continues, that's what opens the possibility to like an 8-to-1 reward risk or a 10-to-1 reward risk. Like, look at this. I'm still in it. You realize I normally don't capture moves this large. Okay, but the trailing stop would basically be like over here right now. Like, it'd be somewhere like over here, and I'd still be in it. Now, of course, I can get out of some here. I think I will. Okay, that's a nice move. The thing wants to run away. Well, all right, let it go a little further. It wants to pay me. Keep paying. As soon as you see some hesitation, I'll blow out of one. I think I made my money back, by the way. Yeah, I'm getting out of one. Okay, so we're starting to get warnings. Now, I'm still in counter trend mode, right? And the trend has changed to bullish. So counter trend now means bearish. So I'm getting bearish warnings. You see, I got one there. So a bearish signal may appear soon. All right, that's what that's telling me, the orange candle. I'm going to blow this thing out soon. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wait for a red candle, and then I'll blow it out. I got one left. I had 5 contracts, okay? I had 5 contracts from over here. We're getting a couple of warning candles here. A counter trend signal is likely to appear very soon. That's what this is telling me. A sell signal is likely to appear very soon because I'm in counter trend mode and we are in the bullish trend. If I take counter trend mode off, these warning candles will go away. Okay, you guys following me on that? We may be getting a signal very soon here. Like if we get a red candle, if we get like a pronounced red candle like this, if we get something like this, we'll get a signal will pop on the chart. Okay. Again, I'm fooling around. This is a 30-second chart I'm working with. All right. So I'm trying to ride this one contract, see how much further it wants to go. Yes, I have some bearish pin bars here, but it's a 30-second chart. These things don't carry a whole lot of weight on a 30-second chart. Okay. Okay, nice. Look, I'm getting a little bit more warning up here. You realize you can get like compound warning. Like we got some warning here. We may get some more warning up here. That would be a failed high if we get something like that. But again, I'm on a 30-second chart. So if I go to a 2-minute, we may get a little more perspective on this. So here's a 2-minute chart. Look at this. This is the trade on the 2-minute chart. And look, Stian, so this trade, which again, I took the trade on the 30-second, but now I can manage this thing on the 2-minute if I want to, because look where the take profit is. I can give it that chance. Why not? I'll give it the chance. Now, there's still a lot of risk in this trade because look where my trailing stop is. See that? So you guys like this or what? I have to tell you, like, this is my system. And I've been using this system for a while, but when I see it visually, because I would use this without the, without all these orders. I'd have to know where to place these myself. When you see this like this and the visual representation, man, it really makes things easier because I think a lot less. Look, there's nothing to do here, but wait. We're almost there. Let's see, Stian, if it happens on this time frame. Look at it. We went right to it. See that? Turned it off here too. Okay, I'm going to get out of this one because that was enough. Now let's see how much. So I on this move here. Remember, guys, I got tapped out for $600. Remember that? How much money have I made back? Let's take a look. So we'll go back to the $600 trade, right? You could see it over here. See that? This is the $600 trade right here. So I made back 87. It's 160 plus another 120, right? That's like over 300 plus another one, almost another. So it's like 5. That's almost. So let's say that's about 450. So I made back the money basically probably a little bit more than, if we add all that up. I mean, I'm not going to add that precisely, but those are my profits on the way back up after getting shaken out over here. See that? Now, the only reason I was able to do that is because this thing kept me in. Now, of course, I jumped from a 30-second, and then we looked at a 2-minute chart here. Now, look, we're getting the counter trend on the 2-minute. Okay, let's see what it looks like. Maybe I'll fool around with it. I got a little time. Okay, so Steen, you got to see a couple of instances today of that trailing stop situation. All right, now again, I'm in trailing stop mode. This went from orange; it went to the red color, which means that this thing is going even faster than this thing can measure. I'm probably going to get the counter trend signal at the close of this candle. Let's see. We got a couple of seconds. Let's see if we get it. Bink, there it is. All right, so I'm going to short one, just one. So if I'm wrong, I won't give back all that money. All right, I'm short just one. I'm not going to short 5. So again, think about this for a minute. I made the money back. I made my money back here with 5 contracts. Okay, now I'm going to try this counter trend move on 1. If I'm wrong and I lose all of this on 1, I'm not losing $600. Okay, but when I'm right and I carry a little size, I could make it back quickly. Now here I got caught with four contracts and I banged it out at the bottom. All right, because I got shaken out there, but I was able to make it back. Now keep in mind, we're on a 2-minute now. How long, how much work was that? I mean, let's see, the trade started over here, basically, right in this area. On my 30-second chart, it started around here. So what is that? 2, 4, 6, 8, maybe about 20 minutes, maybe. And now look, I'm making a little the other way. Only the trade scanner can help you do that. Right? Look at this. Oh, nice. How much am I up? All right. Almost another $100. Not bad. Not bad for a little experiment. I mean, look at this. Again, we're playing at a very random time of day, but keep something in mind. This is how you make money in a random environment, right? I'm just capturing momentum. If this thing has momentum, now let's see, let me turn the trailing stop on. Oh, it is on. Okay. So these candles need to start closing in order for me to see the trailing stop. All right, so we still got some time for this one. So let's see how it goes. Now keep in mind, this candle, it took off to a good start. But these candles need to close, right? So this one just closed. This next candle can do this very easily in 2 minutes. So you have to understand your time frame. Now, guys, any questions? Do people give me some feedback? Do you find this confusing? I got 89 people here, and Steen is the only guy typing into the chat. Are these bots watching me? Steen, do you think these are bots? I think I have bot people following me. Kai, there's a couple of Kai and Tino and Pariah. There's a few people here, but I think everyone else. I think I have like 65 bots, and everyone else is people. So, Carl, what scanner is this? It isn't confusing. I understand. Okay, cool, Andrea. Cool. I just want to get some feedback. I like to hear from my people. Okay. Most of the people here, by the way, like Steen, Steen has been helping me with this, but Kai and these other guys, they've been following me for a while. These are my regulars. So it's nice to see some new people as well. So Carl, what scanner is this? It's called Trade Scanner Pro. This is my script that Steen helped build for me. And here you can see the name here, right? It says Trade Scanner Pro. It's for TradingView. And if you want to try it out for 14 days, you can. Just go to the link in the description. Okay. I also put the link over here. I'll put it back on the screen so you could see it. Okay. There's the link right there. If you go to that link will take you to this page here. All right. This is my website. It'll take you here, Market Signals Pro. It explains the Trade Scanner Pro. It explains that it's for TradingView. It gives you some charts to look at. It explains how it works. There's my big head. And then here, okay, you can do a 14-day free trial. and you decide if you want to do monthly or yearly. Keep something in mind. These prices are very reasonable. People seem to be very happy with these prices. These are introductory prices. All right, I'm going to eventually raise them. So you lock these in now, you're getting the best prices. Just letting you know. Okay, so you can follow the link. It'll take you there. And you can see, like, again, I never encourage people to follow things blindly. It helps if you understand some context, but it's not a requirement. The only requirement that you really need to have for something like this is the ability to wait. And anyone can learn how to wait. Okay. So, in reality, if you have a job, you're working, you're busy, you can't sit in front of a chart like I've been sitting here for like an hour, then you simply go to the notifications on TradingView and you set the notification, right? You pick your time frame, like a 15-minute or a 5-minute or a 3-minute. You set your notification here. You tell TradingView how you want to get that notification, and then it will notify you when a signal appears. And when it does, you stop what you're doing, you place your orders, and I would recommend try it on paper in the beginning, like I'm doing here. This is on paper, and you see how it works. But like I was saying before, it helps when you understand context. Context meaning levels and general price structure, right? And I teach that stuff like my student meetings and all that kind of stuff. I have a training program, but you don't need that stuff to use the script. The whole idea behind this, the trade scanner, was to remove all of that burden and all of that confusion, and basically so that you never have to ask, where do I get out? Because it lays it out for you. And this is all market centric. These aren't random numbers. These are market centric locations. So it's relative to the time frame. Okay. So that means you won't have that problem anymore where should I put my stop on a 30-minute versus where should I put my stop on a 1-minute? Those are going to be dramatically separate prices. Okay. On the 2-minute, the trailing stop seems to move very slowly. I understand that you need to give trade some space to move. Right. Well, because it's based on time. Okay. So the trailing stop is moving very slowly because we need more 2-minute candles. Right? We only have a couple here. The trade started out on this candle right here. You see that? So the trailing stop at that time is still up here. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4 candles, and this candle's still open. So we only have 3 closed candles, and that's all the trailing stop can move on. Now, the more time the market takes, like if the market wants to sit around and waste some time, okay, the trailing stop will continue to move upon each candle close. So if we get like a candle up here like this, right, and then we get another candle over here, we get like a red one over here, right, and then we get like maybe another green one over here, like the market's just not going anywhere. By that time, the trailing stop will be like over here. Okay, because we're working with 2-minute closes. The trailing stop is not going to move in relation to the open candle. Does that make sense? Like if you use a trailing stop, like on a order ladder, for example, like a platform order ladder, the trailing stop moves as price moves, right? So it moves along with the price. It's based on the closing prices. So the candles need to close for this to stop, to move. Oh, so if patience is you have to develop patience. That's one thing you do need for no matter you use this system or any system, you should have patience, right? Waiting is really the key skill here. But look, if this is like, man, this is way too slow. Okay, if that's the case, no problem. You know what you do? You go to a 30-second chart. It'll move much faster. Look at the trailing stop on a 30-second chart. The trailing stop is like right in its face. See that? But I took the trade on the 2-minute though. Now it's gonna make the trade vanish, right? Because it just went to the trailing stop. But that's on the 30-second. If it closes above there, the trade will vanish. It has to close above, right? It can't tap it and then it can't do what it just touched it, but it has to close above. All right. But I'm working with this on a 2. Oh, look, there it goes. See that? That was a 30-second. But if I go back to my 2-minute, it's still up here. See that? So Andrew, you could have just gotten out right there. Be like, all right, I don't have the patience. 2-minute trailing, the 30-second trailing stop was tapped. I'm done. but I'm working with a 2-minute. So that's why you have to know your time frame. So if you're a less patient person, perhaps you should be working with a 1 minute or a 30-second or things like that. But I would not recommend those time frames in the beginning. Plus, you need the premium version of TradingView to work below 1 minute. So you have to pay for TradingView for that. Okay. You don't have to pay for TradingView to use my system, but to work on a 30-second chart, you're going to have to. Okay. Cool. Cool, P. Thanks. Why Steven says that's why I didn't have the thing with the trailing stop. I also have no patience. Patience is a key skill for you have to. I mean, look, trust me, I understand. It's not like I don't understand because I'm also impatient. It's just I have a lot of experience, and so I know what to expect. And when I'm really antsy and I don't want to deal with this nonsense that you see right here, I go to a smaller time frame. Okay, but I realize a smaller time frame is going to be a lot more noise. There's going to be a lot more conflict. There's going to be a lot more losing trades. So, but I have enough experience to know what to expect. And that's the key thing. That's what gives me patience because I know what to expect. Okay. I know what can go wrong. And if I don't like it, I can get out. As you can see here, the trailing stop is starting to advance a bit. But, in order for the trailing stop to really get moving, this thing needs to close. We need like another 10 minutes, 20 minutes of time. Meanwhile, this thing is working its way back up and I'm giving back my profit. But all right, you know what? I'm willing to take the chance. It's on paper. So what do I care? If this was real, I probably would just bang it out here. If it blows through like this, if it does one of these moves, I'll probably bang. If this was real money, I would probably bang it out. Okay. If it started push up, because I don't want to take the full risk anyway. And I don't even want to take this much risk. I'll just blow it out. But since this is on paper, I can be a little more patient. And on top of that, at this moment, I mean, I'm basically break even. This may be an opportunity to add, like I showed you before. Like if we touch we retouch the entry price, and this is something that you have to learn by using the trade scanner, right? Because the orders themselves aren't going to tell you to add here. That's just something that comes with experience. So should I add right now on the short side? No, I want to see I want to see something that goes my way. I want to see a bearish candle, right? I'm not going to add to that yet. That thing may squeeze in my face. And I only have one contract on anyway. Okay, so I'm not going to give back that profit that I just made before. I'll just give back a little bit. All right, no problem. That's why I took a smaller position. But if I get a supportive candle, meaning I get something bearish in the next candle or so, I will put on another contract. Okay, and now, so that what that allows me to do is now I increase my size. So let's see how this candle goes, right? I increase my size while my risk is shrinking. And if the trade works out, now, mind you, it may stop out and I lose more money. Okay, that sucks. But if it works, I win a lot more than I lose. That's how you make money. So yeah, there are going to be losing trades. But when you're winning 2 or 3 times what you lose, especially because you could put on more size, that's what puts you ahead over time. And the visual structure is really like the key thing here. Like that's what really sets you apart from everyone else doing all the random nonsense that they do. Okay? I mean, especially beginners. Beginners, you start out with all the wrong ideas. You're consuming all the nonsense that's fed to you because you don't know. You don't have the experience yet. Right? I can tell you in 2 seconds what's garbage and what's not. And I can tell you that 99% of things out there are garbage. And because I've been in this game 25 years, I can tell you. Okay? Most of the clowns that you come across in this business have only been, I'm 3 years, I'm a trader. Or if they tell you 5 years, it's usually like they embellish it a bit. They've only been, I'm no joke. I've been in this game 25 years. That's not an embellishment. So anyway. But people like me get overlooked because I tell the truth. Everyone wants to hear, you're going to be a billionaire by tomorrow. I'm going to show you the altcoins, the magical altcoins. All right, I'm not going to get into those rants right now. Let's stick to the market here instead of my rants. Andre, you have the premium. All right, Andrea, well, you won't have a problem then. If you have TradingView Premium, you won't have a problem. You can trade any time frame you want. But I would suggest if you use this, You want to work with the smaller time frames like 30-second and all that stuff. Okay, but do it on paper in the beginning. Do it on paper, because I'm telling you, there's a lot of noise, and you have to know what to expect, right? So I would suggest start out with like a 1 minute or 2 minute. Just get used to it and do it on paper. Do it on paper. All right. And don't worry, don't get upset. Like if you make money and like, oh, that could have been real. Don't worry about that. The whole idea behind this system is this is not like a lottery ticket. The whole idea here is consistency. Okay. So you want to make money over time. It's not like you're trying to go for like a big score. Okay. So my point is, don't worry if you make some money on paper, and don't get frustrated. Just trade on paper give it at least a couple of weeks, at least. Okay. I would be out. On paper, it's worth having a look. Yeah, so look, right now, I mean, look at the time of day. Things are slow. It's not really doing anything here. I mean, I'm just going to give it a little bit more of a chance. What I'm hoping to see is a red candle so I can add. That's what I'm hoping to see. But you see, like, I know that in advance. If I see it, I know what to do. If I don't see it, I don't do anything. So my decision-making process is clear. And these orders simplify my decision-making process. You understand? So I'm not sitting here wondering what I should do. I know what I should do. I have confidence. I see the orders in front of me. I know how to navigate around the orders. Okay? My trailing stop, as you can see, has moved somewhat. So my risk theoretically has been reduced. And this is always working in your favor. If I get the red candle, I'm not even going to wait for the close. If I get a break below this green candle here, I'll short another one. Okay. Do you know what percent success? Okay, that's a good question, Carl. Now you see this? Carl's question. Do you know what percent of success a script has? There is no percent. I get this question a lot because I mean, if I have to answer that question, the number that comes to mind is 50%, because the market is random and this thing doesn't have any type of specific statistical like advantage where I'm exploiting like some kind of specific microstructural thing. This thing is basically looking for momentum. Okay. So the risk reward on average is going to be what you can achieve based on the runner. Okay. So it's not going to be the same for everyone, because a guy who's working with a 30-second chart is not going to be the same as someone who's working on a 30-minute chart. Also, your level, right? Your experience level. I can pull here. I'm shorting that. I can probably run circles around you using this while we get the same trades like I'm doing right now. I know when to add. I know when to get out of stuff. I know when to blow out of stuff early. Like I know how to do stuff quickly. Well, if you follow the orders outright, your results are not going to be the same. Now, if you want to get a sense of just a general idea. So again, I can't give you a specific answer for that question. Does that make sense? But if you go to the website, right? You go to the website and you go here to results. You see this page here, results? This right here is the trade scanner bot that takes trades on the 4-hour time frame. So you want to get an idea of results? Here you go. But here's the thing. You go, oh, that's horrible. Look at all these red trades. The thing is, it takes a lot of the same trades in bulk, meaning it'll call a bunch of these at the same time for the same reason. So a lot of times this is the same trade. Okay, because it's the same signal across multiple markets. Like, what is this? Like Cardano, XRP, Litecoin, Binance Coin. It's basically like the same signal. So if one stops out, they all stop out. That's something you have to keep in mind. We're going to change the presentation of these tables eventually to make it more understandable. But this is the results of the 4-hour trade scanner. A lot of green on the Forex one there. Look at that. Okay, so that's the one that's the trade scanner. That's based on the same formula. We took that formula and we converted it to a script on TradingView, and this is what this is. But originally, the trade scanner is a bot, and the bot sends emails out based on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, I thought that would be very convenient for everyone, but it turns out people like this better. I could see why. I mean, you have a lot more flexibility with this, because you could do any time frame you want, any market you want. The trade scanner bot, you're limited, right, to what stocks, to what Forex pairs, to what coins. It doesn't look at the whole population. You understand? Does that answer your question? I can see how. So this gives you like an advantage. The advantage comes from structure and consistency, and the key thing is the reward risk ratio. Okay, being able to capture an 8-to-1 reward risk is huge. Okay, that's really the key thing, and that comes from momentum. So you catch a move like, especially in something like the Nasdaq that could run 150 points or 200 points in a 1 hour period. If you capture a good portion of that, that really puts your P&L way ahead rather than capturing little bites here and there. Because, and the other thing is you're not taking on more risk, right? So even if you trade one contract, if you risk $100, but you're making $500 in a trade, you're way ahead and your risk is not increasing, right? That's the whole thing. The whole key to this is maintaining a profitable reward risk ratio, right? People normally say you should have 3-to-1, 4-to-1. Well, this helps you. It opens up the door to whatever the market wants to pay you. Okay, that's the thing. The market decides your reward risk ratio with this, not you. I mean, look, we're set at 1.5-to-1. This is 1.5-to-1 automatically. Okay, like I said before, you could change that. This profit is 1.5 times the risk on this time frame. But if the runner runs, now I'm making more than 1.5-to-1. That's how you make money. I mean, 1.5-to-1, you're set up to make money because you're making 1.5 times what you're risking. But you capture a runner, now you're making 2 times or 3 times. So over time, it skews your reward risk positively in your favor. That's a key feature of this. A lot of these scripts and a lot of this nonsense that people try to push your way are usually like some type of like graph on the bottom of your screen, like something over here, right? And you have to sit there and you have to interpret it. And you have to find trades on your own and you have to figure this out. And here, you don't have to do any of that. All that's done for you. All you have to do is sit and watch. And if you don't want to do that, you set a notification. And when the orders pop up, there's really not a whole lot for you to do except place the orders and wait. Okay. Now, one thing, like I said before, it helps if you understand context. It helps if you understand some basic technical analysis, but that doesn't take long to learn. You don't have to have 10 years of experience for this thing to work in your favor. Okay. All right, cool. So now you ask a very good question, and I hope I addressed it well, because this is the first thing people want to know. What's the win rate? What's the and that's, for something like this, it's going to be vague. And if you want a specific number, I'll say 50%. But 50%, and in a 50% system or a random environment, if you make more when you win than when you lose, you come out ahead, even in a random environment, like 50%, right? So that's a key feature. Beginners wouldn't even know to think of that. Okay. All right, cool. So Andrea, I'm sorry, Andrea. Let me read your question here. I'm too busy going on these rants. Okay, I have a question. Do you know whether to set as a counter trend or trend following the strategy? Okay, no. So I'm on counter trend because I'm being aggressive. That's an advanced feature. Counter trend is advanced. Okay, you can turn it on or off. Okay. Now I have it on. There's a trend trade going on at the same time. Look at that. What's up with that? Let me see that. I turned counter trend off. What's going on here? Well, we have a short that's in play right now. Interesting, because the trend is now bearish. You see that? So look, there's 2 trades going on at the same time, but I'm in counter trend mode. You have to decide which mode you want to be in. Now, typically, Andrea, you see that? There's 2 trades going on here. There was a trend trade called here, and there's a counter trend trade called here. You're like, well, which one is which? Well, it's all going to depend on what mode the market is in, right? What matters is that it's working. But the key thing is you ask, which one do you use? I would suggest you stay in trend mode, because trend is obviously going to lean more. The probability is going to be more in your favor. Counter trend is when you're advanced and you understand context, meaning if I go to a larger time frame, right? Let's go to like a 30-minute chart. Okay. And on my 30-minute chart, okay, there's a trade there. There's a long trade there on the 30-minute. Just ignore that trade there for now. On a 30-minute chart, I'm looking around and I'm saying, do I have any levels here? Do I have a reason for a counter trend trade to be attractive around here? And yes, I do. This is an old support, new resistance area. And there's plenty of evidence of that with all of these tails. Now, this is me using my experience because I have a lot of experience with technical analysis. And I know that there's a level there. So I'm open to taking counter trend trades if I'm feeling aggressive, right? So that's the answer. And that means I'm open to counter trend signals. So that begins with a little bit more of analysis. Like, so if you identify a level, like for example, a major level on Bitcoin, without me having to go to a bigger picture to show you, I know that 60,000 is a key level on Bitcoin. It's a key support level. So if we test 60,000, for example, and my smaller time frames are bearish, right? Like my 2-minute, whatever, 5-minute, my bearish trend there, I'm very open to counter trend trades, which would be bullish at the 60K level. So I'll turn counter trend on. And if I spot a counter trend on a 15-minute, a 5-minute, a 3-minute, I'll be very excited to take one of those because I'm coming off of a major support level. And on Bitcoin, that could mean hundreds of points, especially if I capture a runner, which is a high potential level for a runner. Do you see how the context comes together? Now, I don't expect you to know that, starting out. That takes a little time. And that's why I do have a training program that most of my followers who've been following me for a while have been through, which goes over things like context, support and resistance levels, trend. They're basic elements. You don't need to know like advanced things to come up with that idea. Okay, so if you use some other technique, let's say you use fibs or let's say you use something else to identify a level, you can use that as well. Okay, but I use key levels. I use like support and resistance levels that I define, right? Like 60K, for example. It's been a level for quite some time on Bitcoin. And if we go there, I know I should be looking for longs. And this system gives me a structured way to spot a long instead of just jumping in and hoping for the best. This gives you the structure, right? Okay, cool. So good question. Any other questions? I see there's almost 100 people in here and only 2 people are asking me questions. Come on, people, don't be shy. I know it's Friday. I know some people are drinking beers. It's okay. This trade, man, this trade's putting me to sleep. I put on 2 contracts, right? All right. I think, right now, theoretically, look, as I've been ranting and answering your questions, look, Andrea, how much the trailing stop has moved. Remember how impatient you were before? Oh, this thing's taken forever. Remember it was up here? Look, it moved. So now my risk is cut in half, more than cut in half, right? So you see that? So if Bitcoin wants to do something stupid right now and do this to me right now, which it can do, if it wants to do that, my risk is now 50% less than it was before. Do you realize that? So that can happen. I can get stopped out. But there's also going to be times when it goes to the take profit. If I'm losing only half, but I'm still capturing 1.5 to 1, do you realize that becomes a 3 to 1 reward risk? I know that may sound confusing, but that's what that can turn into simply because I'm just constantly seeing a visual representation of my risk being reduced. This system is doing what you're supposed to be doing as a trader. It's just showing you visually. So there's no more uncertainty. You know what to do. If it goes to the stop, you get out. If it goes to the take profit, you should get out of some and then let the winner run. Try to let it run. Right now, I'm in a location where there might be a runner here, but not, this isn't like a major level. Okay, so I may just get out of one just to get out of one. I'm up a little bit on this trade, but so you watch me. I bought one back. You've watched me take now. That was 2 trades in a row. I'm still in one. Let's see where this goes. I'll talk a little bit more, see if I have any more questions to answer. Okay, any other questions? Any other comments? Anyone want to say anything? I won't keep you much longer. I know I was only going to do an hour, but man, I talk way too much, as you know. But it's Friday. Steen is having a beer for me because I'm not, I don't have any access to beer right now. I'm in front of my computer. Okay. Okay, cool. Well, I hope you try it out. It'll be even nicer when you try it out. We love when you talk. Do you? King, you're the first. Well, what's your name? Oh, okay. I have a hard time seeing the text. I thought your name was King Porn. I'm sorry. Today's Friday. It's King Pazin. Okay, cool. Cool, Your Highness. I was about to kick you out of here. I'm like, King Porn, come on, man. Yeah, check it out. I mean, again, by the way, free trial. If you're interested in the free trial people, right? Go to the link. Let me put the link back up. The link is in the description. But let me just say this. Where's the free trial? Where's my free trial link? Hold on. Let me pull it out. Here it is, right here. Okay. You go to that link right there. It's in the description. It takes you to this page, right? Let me point something out. You have 14 days, okay, if you sign up for this now. Now, the price, the monthly price is $30. The yearly price comes to $22.50 a month if you pay up front. You have a 14-day trial on both, right? If you cancel, you can cancel anytime. If you cancel in the 14 days, you don't get billed. If you wait 14 days, you will get billed, okay? But you can easily cancel, right? It says here on the bottom, you can easily cancel anytime. It says it right there. By just logging, you could go to your dashboard. You'll have a user dashboard. You could log in there, and you can cancel your subscription anytime, okay, before the 14 days, and you won't get billed. So you really don't have much to lose. It's not like I'm one of those crooks who say, 14-day money-back guarantee, and then you pay me $1,000, and they say, I can't pay. I can't give you the money back. You ever get those guys? They give you the 14-day money-back guarantee, and then they don't give you your money back. You're not giving me any money. Okay, you can cancel before the payment goes through. Now, please, all I ask is that you be responsible. And if you're going to cancel, please cancel before the 14 days. Because some people, they try to take advantage of me, and they wait till after, and then they say, "Oh, I forgot," and then they want me to give them the money back. In that situation, I'm not going to refund. Okay, just so you know. So you have 14 days to cancel, and there will be no problem. It's very easy to do. No one's ever come to me and said, I have no idea how to cancel. Okay, so yeah, so I just wanted to mention that. So it's really, if you try it out on paper. Yeah, this is great for, like, I'll tell you, a good time for Bitcoin. I mean, look, this is one of the worst times of day right now. The U.S. market is closed, and I'm still green. Okay, this is one of the worst times to trade is right now, and I'm showing you an example of the trade of this system now. A good time to trade this thing is at night, like for Bitcoin. I mean, next time maybe we'll do Ethereum or something, but at night, right, like 8 o'clock, the Asian session, especially on Saturday afternoons, like between 1 and 4 o'clock, is Bitcoin moves, right? So you can play with this on Saturday at that time, Sundays going into the market open, in the evening, Bitcoin moves. There's a lot of movement in this thing. So if there's a lot of movement, that means there's momentum. And this is a momentum-based system. As long as there's momentum, you'll see moves. And look, right now, there's no momentum. This is garbage time. And there's still a little something. I'm playing with these futures contracts. There's still a little something to pull out. Okay. And if it's complete garbage, look, I want to give up right now. Just stop. Just turn this thing off. I'm still up a little bit. And that's it. I can have a couple of beers with Stian. Okay. So you guys clear on that? So yeah, so I encourage you guys, go to the link. The link is in the description. If you don't want to type it in, you can click on the description there. I have the link up here on the screen. You can see it. Just go there. Sign up for your free trial. Try it out for a few days, however you want. If you don't like it, just cancel it. I'm not going to harass you. I'm not going to stalk you and ask you why. Okay? But it's nice to get feedback, though. I do like to know, like Stian and myself, we're very anxious for feedback. We love feedback because it helps us make the product better. Okay? I am going to make like a training. I plan to make some training videos like on how to use all these menu items and stuff. So that's pretty clear, so that, someone that's brand new, like, where do I start? I'm planning to make a video like that soon so that you guys can refer to, but I don't have anything like that yet. Also, one thing I have to mention too, if you sign up for the free trial, please allow me a few hours to grant you access to the script, because you have to go to your it's up here, right? You have to go to this thing up here, and you have something called invite only scripts, and that's where it will be. But I have to manually grant you access, which means I need a couple of hours after you sign up. So it's not instant. I should have mentioned that earlier. It's not instant. Okay. Give me a few hours. And then once I sign you up, I'll send you a message on TradingView letting you know that you're signed up. By the way, if you get messages from me anywhere else, like Twitter or Discord or anything else, it's not me. Okay. Just understand that there's a lot of impersonators out there that try to use me. They try to impersonate me, and they usually ask you for money, and they usually ask you for thousands of dollars and stuff like that. If you get a message like that, it's not me. Please understand that. Don't let them fool you. Okay, I'm getting out of this. I've had it. Yeah, I'm getting out of this short. Okay, I'm out. So let's just see. While we were talking there, how much was I able to get on those? $70, like $76 on those two. And this is like nothing. There's nothing going on right now. Okay, I was just fooling around. I mean, that was really aggressive. I took this short over here, and I managed to pull a little out. See, this is what I mean. You don't have to wait for it to go to the take profit to get out and take money, right? I got out here because I don't like it. My risk has been dramatically reduced anyway. I could have waited for that, but I have a little green. I'm done with this. It's a lousy time of day. So that's where you can basically, this is where you assert yourself, right? Like I add in situations like this, right? You can assert yourself, and you can be proactive. And this is something that I would point out. I mean, look at this. It wouldn't go below this area. This is something that I've pointed out with the Trade Scanner Classic, the bot that sends things out, because a lot of times trades would start out green and then they would turn red. And I would say, well, there was some profit to take in there, but people don't know to take that money, right? So in situations like this, it's not working. Just get out, take the money. You don't have to wait for a take profit. You don't have to wait for a stop. You don't have to wait for the trailing stop. You just get out. You assert yourself. Okay. Okay, cool. Since 2020. Oh, cool. King, wow. You're one of my longer followers. I have some people who have been following me for a while. Right. So you know my story. You've been following me that long. Cool. Well, I appreciate that. That's nice to hear. Okay, guys, any other questions? It's 5 o'clock, man. I gotta stop talking. Any other questions? All right, cool. I hope you got something out of this. You can always watch the replay. Again, check the links in the description. Also, press the like button, press the subscribe button to the YouTube channel. I would like to, grow that too at some point. But, we're working very hard on these scripts and trying to build an experience for you that makes this game possible. Because this game is really a very hard game. Even though people try to make it seem very easy, it's not. Okay, and I can tell you from experience how hard this game is. So I hope you found this interesting. Again, I hope to see you on the free trial. Allow me just a couple of hours to give you the activation, and you'll be all set. Okay? All right, everyone. So enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your evening, wherever you are in the world. And thank you very much for watching.